Hello everyone, and welcome to today's IG Live. I haven't done this in a while. I'm like, how do you even do a live? Hello everyone, and welcome to today's IG Live. I'm so happy you're here. We have a really intentional flow to today's conversation with the lovely Esme. Let me make sure. Hello. Okay. Gotta make sure I get our Yes, we are live. Welcome everyone. Thank you all for joining. I'm so happy you're here. Today's conversation is going to be a really important one. Hello. Okay. Just give us a couple minutes while we get our guest on. All right, there she goes. Everyone, once again for joining us. It's been a while since I've done a live, so I'm a little rusty. Okay, I don't remember how long ago has it been. And we have, hi, my lovely.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm well, and yourself?
I'm good, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, I was just letting everybody know that we have a really intentional flow for today's conversation. And I want us to, before we get into introduction, I just want everybody to kind of understand the scope of today's, live, the reason why we're doing this, and the conversation that we're going to be having with our lovely social media strategist, Esme, right? And just kind of around the conversation of centering entrepreneurship and also talking about your brand, right? Your unique social brands, what it was like for you to start that brand, where did it come from, what inspired it, and also who are you helping, right? Who are you helping, along with some tips? I know you're going to give us some common mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs are making when it comes to their social medias. And so I want everybody to kind of tune in. And if you know of anybody that can, find value in this conversation, share this live with them, because I know a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs that unfortunately need the visibility, but do not get on social media, right? They're afraid of it. They have imposter syndrome, or just kind of finding resistance around, the platforms. And so this is a really good conversation for all entrepreneurs. Okay. And so with that being said, thank you everybody for joining us. Quick shout out. Okay. I see. Hey, Damon. Hey, Tito. I see a couple people joining us. Hello. All right. So with that being said, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Lisa Campuzano. I am a wealth strategist with over 7 years of experience helping people build, grow, and preserve their wealth. As an entrepreneur myself, understanding the journey and the challenges that I've gone through has developed me a passion to help other entrepreneurs and women in particular kind of find themselves in their journey, kind of helping them establish a good financial foundation, and also how to help them pursue their purpose, right? And because of that, two different pathways were born. One of them is called the prosperity path, which is where I help entrepreneurs and other business owners kind of like establish themselves, how to structure their business, how to get funding, how to build corporate credit. And then I also have Her Compass, which is a community-based collective where I help other women kind of align their mindset, their money, and their purpose. So I have a really holistical approach when it comes to wealth building that is aligned in strategy, that is aligned in purpose, and is all about empowering one another. Okay, so that's why Esme is here today, because I want to, create the opportunity to showcase her business as an entrepreneur. Now she's doing amazing things. And also, Esme, can you tell us really quickly where you're joining us from?
Yes, hey everyone. First of all, I feel so honored to be here, so thank you for inviting me, Lisa. I am joining from Germany actually, so I'm in a whole different time zone. It's 6:35 p.m. out here, so yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. And tell us a little bit more about, your journey as an entrepreneurship, or first off, who you are, what do you do, right?
Yes, for sure. So, well, again, my name is Esme, so to everybody who doesn't know me, hello and welcome. Oops, my light just fell. Happens.
Girl, it's always
All
when we're
good.
alive, right?
I know, right? The show effect. Anyways, all is good. Thank you everyone for joining. So my background is actually I am a corporate project manager, and I have worked in the very recent years as a chief of staff in different divisions. Um, I worked in automotive, so Mercedes-Benz, I'm a Mercedes girly. For the last 10, 11 years, actually, I've been loyal to this company and I really love the brand. Been with them in different countries and worked for different bosses for different teams, Germany, the Netherlands, the US. So yeah, that was my journey so far after graduating from college. And I'm really grateful for all the experiences because this company really brought me around the world and connected me with a lot of people. So, in the very recent years, I want to say it started around COVID, where I really had to do like a deep dive and audit my life, honestly, like my career and who I am and what I want to do going forward. Meaning, is this really something where I want to spend the rest of my life in corporate, in this job, being a project manager? I love managing projects, that's not the question, but as I did that and asked myself more and more, I realized I can actually have a way bigger impact and help way more people out there by doing my own thing. So the more I was thinking about that, the more I was like, seeing what I'm truly passionate about, which is social media, because I have been doing that for at least 10 years now. Started as a hobby, just to connect with people because I've moved around so much. And I'm really, really grateful we have these opportunities these days to use technology to stay connected. So that's where it all started. And then my family has a business. We're owning a restaurant that we have a soft opening for tomorrow. We're closed for 2 years. So I've been managing that whole marketing around
Amazing.
that. And we're super excited. So this is actually how I got into doing social media. I've also helped some friend entrepreneurs in the recent, I want to say like the last 2 years on the side next to my corporate job because I was like, this is what I'm passionate about and I love helping people and I love doing this and I just thrive in doing this. And that's how everything happened. Last week marked my last week or day actually in corporate after a
Yeah.
decade. And I cannot believe
Ah,
I left my comfort zone. Like this was probably the biggest achievement this year so far, besides founding my own business and currently running it. My business is based out in Atlanta, and I'm sitting here in Germany running a small team actually. And yeah, it's the first steps of living my dream and giving back to others.
yes, and you're doing it, and you're doing it with such grace. And one of the things that I always look at or look out for when I'm talking to people and I see that they're talking about their passion is the way that their face lights up, is the smile in their eyes, it's just the charisma or the passion, the energy that you see behind what the effort that someone puts in the work that they do. And I see that when I talk to you. I see that you are jumping into something not knowing what you're getting yourself into, because by the way, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Okay, it takes some really tough skin, it takes a tough mind, a lot of persistence, a lot of discipline and determination. But to do it scared, do it nervous, and still put yourself out there, that is inspiring. So you are
Yes.
an inspiration for most. I remember what it's like when I first jumped into entrepreneurship, and I shared with you a little bit as made my story how I gave my job a 2 day notice. I was like, forget a 2 week
That's
notice. I gave them 2 days. I'm like, I'm out of here, and I jumped into it, and it wasn't necessarily the way that I expected it to look like, but when I was in it, I I got my ass beat. Let's just say that.
I
I
can
got my ass
imagine.
beat. It's not, the flowers and, I'm just gonna wake up whenever I want and I'm just gonna, do what I want. Like, no, your business does not move if you don't get your ass up and get to work. So,
Right.
with that being said, Esme, what would you say is one of the biggest challenges that you had to overcome when it comes to transitioning and over onto entrepreneurship?
Ooh, there are actually a few things. I mean, one thing I just mentioned, I think that was the biggest thing to really like go inwards and think, what is it that I really want out of my life? Is
Mm,
it that I want to be with corporate for the rest of my life? What is my talent? What am I good at? What do I enjoy doing? And is there a way that I can do that more to give back and to help way more people out there? And with those questions, you start being honest with yourself. You have to, because otherwise, you'll be miserable for the rest of your life. If you keep on doing the things that you actually don't enjoy doing, and you constantly ask yourself, and that's when I caught myself asking myself, what the heck am I doing here? What am I doing here?
yes.
Like, this is not fulfilling for me. I loved all the things that I did, but at some point, when you get inside, like, or into a routine and you keep on constantly like repeating the same cycles, the same things, you see the same faces. Of course, I could have gone to a different company, but that's not the point. I was really passionate about this brand and I loved working for that company. It's more so, do I see myself in this environment going forward? And the answer to that was at some point, no. And to face the fact that I need to step out of my comfort zone. It's gonna be tough. I knew that. Again, I was raised in a family of entrepreneurs. So I've seen it and I know what it takes. But doing your own thing, that's a whole different level. So that's where I'm at right now. And that was the biggest challenge, to overcome the fear, the anxiety, some sleepless nights or crying yourself, into sleep. It's all part of the journey. But the more I keep on pouring into my business, the more I realize this was the right step.
Yes, and I commend you for that. I commend you for that because it takes a lot of courage to step outside of your comfort zone. And it also sounds like, you mentioned that you come from a family of entrepreneurs, and that's just so lovely to have that support and to kind of know like, hey, I can I can talk to anybody about this or the people in my circle about this and the challenges that come from you and that come up with entrepreneurship. And so because of that, I want to kind of know a little bit more about your brand. I know you said that you started off working with your family, you started doing their socials, right? And congratulations to the fam. They're reopening up their business tomorrow. And I know you're so excited about that. And they must be so proud of you, right? The fact that you are actually doing your own thing, but it also came from you helping them with their own social media, right? Now, you and I understand the power of social media. When it comes to marketing is what brings people to the doors, right? If you don't have a marketing concept or marketing system, you are not getting any sales, you're not getting any clients, you don't have visibility. And so with that being said, what makes your brand unique, right? What makes it stand out from, I guess, the rest of these other social media brands or strategists?
Yes. So for one, whatever we do, it's all about strategy. We don't do things without a plan or a strategy, or if it doesn't fit your business or your concept. So that's why I say we speak your brand, because we learn about your brand, we learn what it is that is important to you, who are your clients, obviously, what are your goals, and what it basically is that your brand and your business stands for. and then we take it from there. We, decide on the strategy. Okay, which platforms are the right ones for your business? Where should we represent you? What type of content do we need to do to connect you with your target audience? So there are many, many questions that need to be covered, let's say, with an audit. So that's basically like the biggest part. The client, that's why you in YOUnique, right? YOU, we focus all on you and your business and your needs. And YOUnique is really the strategy part, and that we're really like committed to making your business, be a success out there and attracting the right type of clients. The services, because you asked like what it is that I'm offering. Um, it's starting from the strategy aspect. That's one part, and going all the way to an entire social media like package. Um, a lot of times entrepreneurs are very, very busy people, and we
Yes.
both know that. So if you tell me, hey, Esme, like I need your help, I have zero time, I have no idea of social media, here, please do it for me. Cool, I got you, I'll do it. But there are sometimes people who exactly know what they want, where they want to take their business on social media, and they're already familiar with social media, and they're just like, hey, I just need help with content creation. So
Mm-hmm.
that's also fine. I have different packages that you can, choose from, either, content creation, or maybe that's planning things for you, when to post what, scheduling, managing your social media. That's another package. Doing your analytics and reporting, and based on what that shows us on a monthly basis, we can adjust your strategy and do things differently, or do more of the things that actually worked well in the past.
Yes. And that's
And I
so
forgot to
important.
mention one more thing. Sorry to cut you off. We also do whatever that is that you need. So we also offer that if you don't have your own, product photos or your own videos, your own footage, basically, we also offer to come inside and do that with you and for you in terms of preparing. Hey, like, let's do this type of content. Let's prepare the script. Let's prepare the ideas and come up with a whole plan. And then you're good to go for the next 4 to 6 months. You don't have to worry about, shooting content again, because we will cover it all within a day. Sorry, go ahead.
Amazing. Amazing. Honestly, like social media or just taking the time out to create content, to post content, to come up with a caption. I mean, listen, as somebody who wears multiple hats, I understand the value of your service because it is something that gets a lot of people stuck. We get stuck in the perfection. It needs to look a certain way. And so because it doesn't look that way, it's like, you know what? Like
Yeah.
I look weird in that video, or I don't like how I said this word, and now I have to do it. Listen, it takes me about maybe like a good week or so sometimes to like post one single piece of content. So I understand the value in this because it's not an expense, right? It's not money that's going down the drain. It's an investment in your business that is going to give you an ROI. I know if I'm constantly posting on socials, if my content is hitting my audience, my target audience, I know that that's going to translate to sales, that's going to translate to conversations, that's going to translate to services being offered. It's going to come back to me, and maybe it doesn't come back to you the way that you expected it, because it's not, to be honest, Rome wasn't built overnight. So you have to kind of marinate it, right? You have to build it, you have to
Right.
be consistent. Okay, you're just not going to post one video and expect to go viral. People want microwave success nowadays, and so we need to kind of nurture that. And so this is an investment that I feel every single business should have. Okay, marketing is something, if you want to delegate, and you can delegate to a professional like our girl, Esme right here, then do it. Okay, and for those of you business owners, for those of you entrepreneurs that are looking to get into business and you need the funding to be able to invest in your operations and your marketing, I'm your girl. Hit me up. Okay, let's chat. We could definitely make that, get you, your marketing expenses covered. And on top of that, it's a business, it's a tax write-off. Okay. Hello. We got to start thinking these ways. Okay. So
Absolutely. And
I
that's
just
also
want,
why, yeah, no, but you just made a few really good points. for the content creation or like social media management, it is so freaking time consuming. A lot of people underestimate that, especially people who've maybe never really done it before. You know, they've been maybe just posting just to post, and it doesn't really look good. It doesn't have any structure. There's no strategy behind it. They post once a week and then they go ghost for 3 weeks. No wonder they're not converting, and there are no leads, no clients coming online. And I say this, in these days, we're in 2025, okay? If
Mm-hmm.
you run a business, you cannot sleep on social media. Point
That
blank
part.
period.
That part. And so, what are some common social media mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs are making?
Um, the few things that I actually just mentioned. But to start off with, I think you have to be clear about what you stand for, and that builds your brand. You have to be clear about what you stand for so you can, present your brand and your branding. Branding is so important from the get-go. That's like one thing, because once you know that, you're clear on that, you know what type of content to put out there, you know which platform to use because you know where your target audience is at. And based on these things, you can continue like building on your strategy. So if you do have a business or you're about to start a business, make sure you have your handle or your business name, even. It starts even there. When you come up
Yeah.
with your business name, look up your handle if it's still available so you're consistent over different platforms. That was like one thing that was an extreme headache for me at the beginning. So it's like these little gems and little nuggets that, I would love to continue sharing later on as well, that nobody really told me. I had to figure it out some way, like, the hard way, I guess. But that's like a few things. And then again, strategy. I've done strategy in corporate for many years, not in the social media aspect or area, but for other things like corporate strategy, basically. And I know what it all takes to like really sit down and like think about, okay, think ahead, plan ahead for the next 3 months or for the next month. It doesn't have to be that long term. What is it that I want to put out there in terms of content to represent my brand, to represent my services, to get myself out there, to speak to my audience so people can connect with me? And that's when I get to the next point, authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fake it. Just be yourself. Get on camera. You have to make that step to like overcome your fear to get on the camera at some point. You don't have to do that from the beginning, but try to find a way to connect with your audience because that will get the right people in the door.
Yes. And to be honest, I know the importance of getting on camera, but I would say that I don't get as nervous as I used to when it comes to like speaking in front of audiences or just, getting in front of the camera. But there's a lot of people who fear it, fear public speaking. They actually say that more people are afraid of public speaking than they are of death. And so acknowledging that as a true fear is also understanding and kind of working with people like how can we work where you're at so that you build that confidence, you build that bone so that you find yourself open to get on live, to do a video impromptu, to speak to somebody if you need to, right? What would you say someone can do so they can start building up that confidence little by little?
Mhm. Honestly, I want to say there's no magic fix. You just got to start doing it. Just do it one time, two times, three times, you will get used to it. And it's not as bad as you think. I did it myself. My first Instagram live was earlier this year with one of my friends. We both had to, share some topics around same entrepreneurship, health, wealth. And we're like, let's hop on our live because the way we speak in private, these things people can benefit off of. So think about that. Maybe that helps you, the mindset shift. Hey, I have so much wisdom and knowledge to share. There may be someone out there that can benefit off of that. And once you know that, you'll be like, okay, I gotta do it because, I have to help people out there. So
Yes.
work on your mindset. It's not that serious. And these days, people scroll, they watch your stuff, and 2 seconds later, they already forgot it. That's when you gotta
That's
like,
so true.
content continuously remind them and put yourself out there and post your content. Just do it. Just do it. There's no magic fix to it.
I totally agree with you, Esme. And I think you added so much value. I feel like we're doing people a disservice, especially if you're in a position where you know what you have to offer and you're just kind of sitting on that. And you're doing people a disservice by not introducing them to your offer, to what you know, your vision, just sharing it with someone else. And the thing about social media is that in order for it to get through the right audience, you have to go through the numbers. You have to constantly post. It's not like I mentioned earlier, it's not a one and done. That is not what entrepreneurship is. That's not what the social media, platform and strategy is. You have to be consistent. You have to, whether that is planning in advance or hiring, having this service where you invest in someone that is helping you with your social media content, where you just have that automated and you don't have to think about, and now you just move on to another portion of your business, right?
Correct.
So I think that, I mean, Esme, you added so much value in this conversation alone. And it's only been about 20 minutes, 25 minutes since we've, got on the live. And I know that, it's going to be, it's meant to be a short conversation, but more so to introduce people to this conversation because we want this to, kind of be part of something bigger. We are working on putting together, a virtual event. I would love to say an in-person event, but we got to get Esme to the States first before that can be possible. Unless we all go to Germany.
More than welcome. More than
Right?
welcome. I'll fly
We
out to
don't
New York too, you know? I mean, you're in New York. I don't know if you mentioned that before, but yeah, I'm
Yes, yes.
flexible.
Oh, we'll
I
love to
go
have you here.
I go wherever I'm needed.
Absolutely. So we are looking to put together a webinar where we actually dive deeper into these conversations, not just social media, but also, other parts about our business that is important, like the funding, the actual proper structure, the taxes, everything that incorporates business. And also, how do we need to show up, making sure that we're okay as entrepreneurs, right? Especially if we find yourself doing this alone, this can get really lonely. And so what does your support look like? How do you dive into community, right? I was one of those people where that I burned out because I felt like I had to do everything on my own. And
Mhm.
I no longer think that way anymore. Like I'm all about delegating, I'm all about leverage, I'm all about community, support, support, support. Okay. And so having a community to me is so important. A community of women, a community of other entrepreneurs. That's why I created my school community, Her Compass, because I want to be able to empower women and show them that you don't have to do this alone. It doesn't have to be perfect either. You could be messy and still get shit done. Do it with intention, do it consistently, just do it, right? I'm going to be a sponsor for Nike.
But again, there's no magic fix, you know? You just gotta do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I don't know if anybody has any questions for Esme that you want to put on the chat or just for entrepreneurs, an entrepreneur question in general. Post it in the chat, Raya. Let us know if you found value in this conversation. Okay, let us know if you found value. We'd love to hear from you guys in the
Mhm.
audience. Let us know if you walked away.
Drop a
Drop a
fire in
fire,
the
right?
comments.
Give us an
If
emoji. Give us
if
something.
you yes, drop a fire if you like this, if you thought this was valuable, and if you'd be down to join the webinar.
Yes. And so, what is one thing that you would say, you would advise someone, an entrepreneur that's watching this, that they can walk away and they can help them, empower them, or even just transfer their day?
Hmm. Self-doubt will creep in. Don't let it get at you. Don't let it get the best of you. It is normal. You're not alone. Again, just like Lisa is building this beautiful community. Look for communities out there. Social media also these days is all about communities. And again, don't let anybody's judgment like be a fear to you, okay? Um, you probably failed more times than other people try, and just know your power and keep on doing it. And followers, that's one thing. Follower count doesn't mean a lot these days anymore, by the way, as social media is changing constantly.
Yep.
Engagement means a lot more. So put yourself out there, engage with people. Don't just like let people comment on your stuff or like your stuff. Also like their stuff, comment on their stuff. Share their stuff if it's relatable, if it can be of help or helpful for somebody else. Engagement will get your post out there, and will push your stuff, push your content more out there. So social media these days is all about engagement. Think of it as your close friend circle, basically. And you got this. Don't let nothing or nobody else tell you otherwise.
I love it. We do have a couple questions, Esme, that came up. The first one was, did I miss the package deals and what includes and pricing?
Okay. So the packages, there are different packages that I offer, but this is also something that I'm gonna get into in our webinar. So it can be a whole package of social media management, like done for you, starting from strategy, content creation, scheduling and planning, um, um, social media management, community engagement, and analytics and reporting. So those are like the different packages, but it can also come with all in one, basically.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So yeah, we are going to be developing more details around the webinar once you expect it. But Chanel, if you are part of the Her Compass community, we are going to be adding a special bundle for our Her Compass community in there as well. So stay tuned for that, okay? Um, Damien, what would you say for a business asking for a friend that is building by word of mouth to scale more?
Mm. Word of mouth is
Word of
great,
mouth.
but don't just rely on it. Actually, that's one of the best things that can happen to your business when people speak about it in a good way and recommend you. That's how I got my first clients.
Yeah.
So my first clients are like people that I know in some way from the past. Maybe we worked together before. Somebody that I knew recommended me to them. So great, but don't rely on it. Still, like, do your thing, have your social media accounts, post your content, and just post. Just do it.
And another thing that I'm also gonna add, Damien, if that is your first kind of like source of marketing, word of mouth, you need to constantly be talking to people, right? Like you need to constantly be networking, adding more people to your phone book. If your only or main focus is word of mouth, you need to be outside, like outside, okay? You need to be everywhere and anywhere, because if that is your main source, you need to constantly be having conversation and talking to people about what you do. But just like Esme say, do not rely on word of mouth, because there's so many different ways to reach people, especially in the day of age today of social media, that is so much easier, right? Like it will take you a long time to gather 100 people in one room. In social media today, you can do that with just posting one reel. Okay, so think about stretching and having multiple strategies to your business. Okay, now the next one is when to pivot to a new idea or iteration if first one not working. Ooh, you are
That's a
asking
good
the right
one.
person, cuz
Yeah.
listen.
So I believe you mean idea in terms of content, right? Am I getting that right? If it's that, then I would say before you pivot to other ideas, try to post the same type of content. Let's say you put it out there as a carousel or as a static post. Try to put it out there. You can use the same content, whatever input you gave that post as a reel, and you speak on it. Do it, make a talking head, for example. See how that does, how that works, if that, attracts more people to you. Because sometimes people want to like see somebody like speaking on these things and elaborating on certain things to understand it better. And you can do so much more with videos too than static posts or carousels. But I want to say though, these days carousels do really, really well. So try different
Yes,
formats with the same content. But if you realize, okay, you tried it different ways and it doesn't work, then you can start pivoting and trying other ideas. And make sure you always add value to people in your content, like something that they can take with, or implement right away. And stay authentic, stay relatable, speak of experience. I think these things, whatever is relatable, whatever you would think, oh, I can relate to this actually, I can, this is helpful. I can implement this. I've learned something out of this post.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Esme, for taking the time out to, speak to people about what you do and how you can help them, right? I think that you
Absolutely.
are you are literally being the example of the things that you're telling people to do, right? Which is get out there, put yourself out there, collaborate, talk to people about what you do, because there's people out there that need it. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that unfortunately are stuck because social media is not their specialty, but they now are in a position where they can reach out to you, and you be able to help them. And so thank you everyone that tuned in. I hope that this was valuable, and please stay tuned to more information around the webinar around social media creation, and also the social media strategies, and also more lives coming up in the future. Okay.
Yes. Thank you for
Thank
having
you
me, and
all.
thank you, everyone.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that this was helpful.
Yes, yes. Have a good day, everyone.
All right.
Take care.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.